Imagine waking up every day feeling like the weight of the world is on your shoulders, not because of your own stuff, but because you're lugging around everyone else's drama. That's the life Sarah lived. This young woman who couldn't say no to anyone, until one small choice changed everything and taught her about drawing lines. Sarah was in her early 20s, working at a coffee shop in a quiet neighborhood while going to school part-time for art. She had this big heart, always ready to help. Her friends knew it, her family leaned on it. Even strangers somehow sensed it. Picture her starting her day. Alarm goes off at 6 a.m., but before she even brushes her teeth, her phone buzzes. It's her best friend Mia, texting about a fight with her boyfriend. Sarah drops everything, types back a long message full of advice, even though she's running late. Then, as she's grabbing her bag, her mom calls, needs help figuring out some bill payments online. Sarah sits down, walks her through it step by step, her own breakfast forgotten. By the time she gets to the coffee shop, she's already tired, but smiles through it. At work, it's the same. Customers chat about their bad days, and Sarah listens, really listens, offering tips or just a kind ear. One regular, an old lady named Mrs. Jenkins, always comes in complaining about her noisy neighbors. Sarah nods, suggests ways to talk it out, even offers to look up local rules on her break. Her boss notices she's good with people, so piles on extra tasks, like covering shifts for sick coworkers without asking if she's okay with it. Sarah says yes every time, thinking, what if they can't find anyone else? It'll be my fault if the place falls apart. This habit didn't start overnight. Back in high school, Sarah was the one everyone turned to. Her parents were going through a rough patch, arguing a lot, and she'd play peacemaker, staying up late to comfort her little brother or talk her dad down. Friends dumped their secrets on her, breakups, family issues, school stress. She felt good at first, like she was important, needed. But over time, it built up. She'd lie in bed at night, replaying conversations, worrying if her advice was right, if she said enough or too much. Her own dreams, like painting more or finishing that art project, got pushed aside because there was always someone else's fire to put out. The real trouble kicked in when Sarah started feeling the toll. Mornings became harder. She'd hit snooze 5 times, dreading the day because she knew her phone would light up with more problems. Her head hurt a lot, like a constant dull ache from thinking too much. Eating, she'd forget meals or just grab junk because who has time to cook when you're texting back and forth with a friend in crisis? Sleep was spotty. She'd toss and turn, her mind racing with, what if Mia breaks up for real? What if mom can't pay that bill? It was like her brain was a radio stuck on everyone else's channel, no off switch. Physically, it showed. Sarah lost some weight without trying. Her skin looked dull, and she caught every cold going around because her body was run down. Friends would say, "You look tired," and she'd brush it off with a laugh. "Oh, just busy." But inside, she felt empty, like a battery that never recharges. Her art, which used to make her happy, gathered dust. She'd open her sketchbook, stare at a blank page, but then a call would come in, her cousin needing relationship advice, and poof, the moment was gone. One big example was with her roommate, Lisa. Lisa was going through a tough time at her job, always venting when she got home. Sarah would listen for hours, making tea, suggesting fixes. But Lisa never asked about Sarah's day. It was one way. Sarah thought, that's okay, she's hurting. But after weeks, Sarah felt resentful, snappy over small things like dishes left out. She didn't say anything, though, didn't want to add to Lisa's load. Instead, she bottled it up, which made her stomach twist in knots, like she was mad at herself for feeling mad. This carrying of problems spread to work too. Her co-worker, Jake, was lazy, always late, and Sarah covered for him, doing his setups so the boss wouldn't yell. Jake thanked her once or twice, but then expected it. Sarah's shifts dragged on longer, her feet aching from extra hours on her feet, pouring coffee after coffee while her mind wandered to all the unfinished stuff in her life. She started skipping classes, telling herself she'd catch up, but really, she was too drained to focus. Grades slipped a bit, which added more worry. Now she was overthinking her own failures on top of everyone else's. Sarah tried to ignore it, but little signs popped up. She'd cry in the shower sometimes, not sure why, just overwhelmed. Or snap at a customer by accident, then feel guilty for days. Her doctor, during a checkup, mentioned stress levels were high, blood pressure up a tad for her age. "You need to take care of you," the doc said. Sarah nodded, but how? Saying no felt mean, like letting people down. She read a bit online about burnout, how it sneaks up when you give too much without refilling your own cup. But applying it? That seemed impossible. Things got worse during a family gathering. Her uncle was there, dealing with money troubles, and pulled her aside for advice. Sarah spent the whole party in a corner, listening, brainstorming loans and jobs. Meanwhile, she missed laughing with her cousins, the games, the food. Driving home, she felt hollow, like she wasn't even there for her own life. That night, staring at the ceiling, she wondered, when did I become everyone's fix-it person? And why can't I stop? Let's dig deeper into why this happens to people like Sarah. It's often from growing up in homes where you learn to put others first. Maybe parents who praised you for being helpful or mature, or seeing a family member struggle and stepping in young. For Sarah, it was both. Her parents' fights made her the glue, and she got hooked on that role. Psychologists call it codependency sometimes, where your worth ties to helping others. But it backfires, leaving you resentful and tired. In Sarah's case, it showed in small ways first, like agreeing to pet sit for a neighbor when she had exams, then studying half asleep with a barking dog, or lending money to a friend who never paid back, leaving her short on rent. Each yes chipped away at her energy. She started avoiding social stuff, not because she didn't like people, but because every hangout turned into a therapy session. Hey Sarah, you're so good at this. What do I do about my ex? She'd help, but go home drained, scrolling mindlessly on her phone to numb out. Exploration time. Let's break down the mental side. Overloading on others' problems messes with your brain. You get empathy fatigue, where caring too much wears you out. Sarah felt that. Emotions weren't hers anymore. They were a mix of Mia's heartbreak, Mom's worries, Lisa's job stress. It blurred her own feelings. What did Sarah want? She couldn't tell anymore. Therapy books talk about boundaries as invisible fences that protect your space. Without them, everyone tramples your yard. Sarah's yard was a mess, full of other people's junk. She tried small fixes on her own, like setting her phone to do not disturb after 9 p.m. But then guilt hit. What if someone needs me? She'd check anyway. Or she'd practice saying no in the mirror. Sorry, I can't right now. But in real life, the word stuck. Fear of rejection. Maybe, if she said no, would they stop liking her? That thought kept her saying yes. Development continued as months passed. Sarah's art school project deadline loomed, but she blew it off to help Mia move after the breakup. Boxes everywhere, heavy lifting, emotional talks all day. Sarah's back hurt, her mind fried. That night, she crashed hard, but woke up panicky. Her project was due in 2 days, half done. She pulled an all-nighter, coffee-fueled, but the work sucked because she was exhausted. Turned it in anyway, got a C, which stung. I'm failing at my own stuff because of this, she thought. Friends started noticing changes. One said, "You seem off lately." Sarah opened up a little, but downplayed it. Inside, though, resentment brewed. Towards Lisa for taking advantage, towards family for expecting too much, but mostly towards herself for allowing it. She searched online more. How to set boundaries without being rude. Articles said start small, like, I can chat for 10 minutes, then I have to go. Sounded easy, but trying it felt scary. One weekend, it escalated. Her brother called, upset about school bullies. Sarah listened for an hour, gave advice, felt good momentarily. But then Lisa came home crying about work again. Sarah tried to listen, but snapped. Can we not tonight? I'm tired. Lisa looked shocked, then mad. Fine, be that way. Sarah felt awful, like a bad friend. She apologized right away, back to helping. But that snap was a clue. Her limits were screaming. Let's explore boundaries more. They're not walls to shut people out. They're doors you control. You decide who enters, how long. Healthy ones mean saying yes when you mean it, no when you don't. Benefits? More energy for you. Better relationships because they're real, not forced. Sarah read stories online of people like her. Burned out helpers who learned to say no and felt free. One woman wrote about quitting her fixer role in family. How at first they pushed back, but then respected her more. Sarah experimented quietly. With a customer venting too long, she said, "Sounds tough, hope it gets better," and moved on. Felt weird, but freeing. With Mom's next call, she said, "I can help tomorrow, busy now." Mom paused, but said okay. Small wins built confidence, but big tests loomed. The climax hit on a rainy Tuesday. Sarah's phone rang at work. It was Mia, hysterical. Boyfriend cheated, world ending. Sarah's shift was busy, boss watching. But habit kicked in. She stepped outside, talked for 20 minutes. Came back flustered, messed up orders. Boss pulled her aside. This can't happen. Focus or go home. Sarah nodded, but inside, panic. Then, as if the universe piled on, Lisa texted, "Bad day, need to talk when you get home." Sarah stared at her phone, heart pounding. Her own day sucked, failed art grade, headache brewing, rain soaking her shoes. For the first time, she typed back, "Sorry, not tonight. Need some me time." Sent it, then freaked. What if Lisa got mad? Moved out. But also, a tiny relief. Home that evening, Sarah waited nervously. Lisa came in, looked at the text, said, "Oh, okay. Everything all right?" Sarah took a breath, explained a bit. "I've been helping everyone so much, I'm worn out. Need to recharge sometimes." Lisa nodded, surprised but understanding. Didn't realize. Take your time. No fight, no drama. Sarah cried a little after, from relief. That no didn't break anything. It opened space. That moment sparked change. Sarah realized boundaries aren't selfish. They're necessary. Like oxygen masks on planes, put yours on first. She started setting more. Told family calls had time limits. With friends, suggested they try solving some stuff themselves first. At work, she politely cut off long chats. Jake? She stopped covering, let him face consequences. Boss noticed her focus improved, even gave a small raise. Life shifted slowly. Sarah slept better, no more 3 a.m. worries. She ate regular meals, went for walks to clear her head. Art came back. She finished pieces, entered a local show. Felt proud, like herself again. Relationships deepened too. Mia started asking about Sarah's life, not just dumping. Family respected her space, shared more equally. Lisa and her became closer, talking as equals. Not perfect, though. Slips happened. Old habits die hard. Once, she overhelped a neighbor, felt drained after. But she noticed quicker, adjusted. Key was self-kindness, not beating herself up. Wrapping up, Sarah's story shows carrying everyone's problems crushes you eventually. But learning boundaries frees you. It's about balance. Help when you can, but protect your peace. If you're like Sarah, start small. Notice when you're overloaded, practice 1 no a day. You'll feel lighter, happier. Watch my next video on the guy who feared failure until a flop saved him.